Like, the DL44 was kind of like it reigned supreme. And, I started a stream so you can hop on and check it out. I'm fucking around in the arcade right now. Like, I got 10 seconds to kill 30 people, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do that shit. "10 seconds with Han Solo to kill 30 people." In this particular arcade mission, yeah. I've already beaten the I just beat the campaign. Yeah. The campaign, as you would expect, can't be too long, considering they had to make it, like, coherent with the rest of the series, you know what I mean? Now Star Wars gets, like, go fuck somebody up if they fucking... one game goes bad and people get pissed. But I'll go to the main menu and show you some of the, like, start out stuff. Like, I pre-ordered, so I got Kylo Ren and Rey to start out with, but normally you'd have to, like, buy them. Which, I think it's just like a pre-order bonus. Most of the characters you have to, like, pay in-game credits for. So, like, they made a patch recently where, within, like, 2 or 3 days it was changed, so just, like, right off the bat. Yeah, people were pissed, because it took, people added it up, and it took, like, up to fucking, like, 40 in-game hours to earn enough credits to fucking, like, unlock these heroes, so they dropped it by, like, 75%. Yeah. I give them credit for actually listening to their fan base on that, but, like, here's some of, like, regulars you got. Not only do you have all these heroes, but you have their starships as well, which is pretty fucking cool for the, like, space battles. But you, start out with, you have to unlock a few of them, obviously, but you got Boba Fett, Bosk, yeah, but as you can expect, they're more, like, in-depth. Yeah. So you got, Boba Fett, Bosk, which, if you don't remember him, he's one of the, 7 mercenaries. Brain fart. Not Boba Fett, but fucking, the warp guy. I can't fucking seem to remember his name. I've been drinking. Fuck, now it's gonna drive me crazy. I'm having a big brain fart. Yeah, the first 2 games were, like, really where it was at, and the last game that came out for PlayStation, you can tell it was kind of limited to what they were able to do with the system, so they didn't know what the system's full potential was, and they didn't want to go too far in depth, because, like I said earlier, the hardcore fanboys will just fucking tear them a new one. But I think they've done a fucking fantastic job this time. In the beta, which I also did some streams on that, they kind of compared this game to the last game and showed you, like, how much they actually added, which is a fucking lot. Like, the first game only had 8 heroes, so right off the bat they already have fucking more heroes than they did the last game. I want to say about 6 or 8 as well. I know you could be Yoda, Darth Vader. Yeah, like people are just gonna be fucking super pissed off if they're not in the game. But you got all the, like, you got Boba Fett, you got Bosk, which, like I said, he's one of 7 bounty hunters that fucking the worm guy hires to hunt down Luke. Or not Luke, but Han Solo when he betrays him after the 4th movie. You got Chewbacca, you got Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, obviously from the new movie. Iden Versio is like the main character of the campaign in this one, so they made her a hero. Han Solo. Obviously, you gotta have Emperor Palpatine in this shit. I thought it was kind of cool how they added Lando Calrissian. Pretty funny. Pretty funny character. Much better choice than fucking Guido. Like, one of the last playable characters they fucking added in the last game was Guido. Of all fucking people. Like, who gives a flying fuck about Guido? Like, people only play these games to fucking have lightsabers. So the fact that they added anybody with a fucking blaster as a hero is just, like, beyond me, with the exception of, like, Han Solo and fucking, obviously, Leia. But you got Lando, Leia, Luke, Darth Maul, Yoda, Rey. And on top of that, they got, like, Kylo Ren's fucking starfighter. They got Han Solo and Chewbacca's Millennium Falcon. And they have Rey and Chewbacca's Millennium Falcon. So, like, they got that, like, added versatility for the fucking Millennium Falcon. They got Darth Maul's, they got Boba Fett's, Darth Vader's, Luke's, X-Wing, Poe's, which is the, if you haven't catched The Force Awakens, he's the, like, I have a feeling he's either gonna be the new Han Solo, or, like, something along those lines. But considering he just uses I mean, he's a beast in his, like, fucking X-Wing, but I kind of feel like Finn from the new movie is the new Han Solo. And they even have Yoda as fucking Interceptor. Yeah. So, I mean, like, the hero list is pretty large. For heavies, they kind of went the route of, like, power-ups for the cards. So you can fucking, like, adjust your character from earning or, like, building the cards themselves. So everybody kind of starts out with the same basic setup, but you can get, like, daily crates, and if you pre-order or get a certain edition, any of the editions, I'm sure probably come with at least 2 of the fucking, at least 2, like, start out crates to give you a couple, like, fucking good cards and kind of get you used to the card system to begin with. But yeah, like, heavy, assault, officer, specialist, and then it even goes as far as, like, the enforcement and the aerial are kind of like you have to pay points, like, you earn in-game points when you're doing, like, multiplayer, and they're like the cheaper versions of the heroes. So obviously the aerial has, like, the jetpack and shit like that, and the enforcer's kind of like the heavy guy, probably like a flamethrower of some form. But they even go as far as, like, allowing you to upgrade the armor, like the ATST, the walkers, shit like that. Yeah. I'm a bit of a fanboy when it comes to shit like this, but they let you upgrade the walkers, the speeders, the artillery, the fighters, the interceptors, the bombers. Each of the heroes even has the star cards, emotes, victory poses, for the, like, for certain heroes, there's different appearances. Like Kylo Ren, I started out, since I pre-ordered, I got the unmasked version of Kylo Ren. And, I think I got the Jedi training of, yeah, I got the Jedi training of, Rey from the new movie. Kind of trying to get you hyped for the new movie, obviously. Which, I mean, it works. So, unlike the previous games where they're all kind of like revolved around one time era, this one touches base on like all the eras. So even if somebody's dead, you're still probably going to be able to use them at some point, which is pretty fucking cool. Like me, I'm fucking kind of always hoping for more people with lightsabers. Yeah. That's kind of how it's set up in this. But for people like you, like I said, they kind of have the off options to where you can be like a heavy class blaster guy. So it still gives you kind of like some form of like incentive to spend your points in game. Like, if you don't want to go the heavy blaster guy, a lot of times there's like a ship you can fly around on the battlefield and fucking fuck shit up like that. So if you don't feel like running around as like a Jedi or whatever, there's definitely some more options. You're not just like limited to like 3 or 4 options, you know what I mean? They kind of changed that and made it like, I think the officers have like a deployable turret now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's always the option of, depending on what game mode you're playing, like if you're playing like Walker Assault, I'm not sure if it's even in this one because I haven't touched base on the multiplayer besides like heroes versus villains, which is like my favorite game mode for sure. Which heroes versus villains is like 4v4, and it's all heroes and villains. So you got like a team of 4 heroes and a team of 4 villains. So I mean, it's pretty fun. Yeah. Unlike that, it's actually all heroes, and there's not like intermixed fucking. In the previous ones, there used to be like 2 or 3, like regular troopers on each side. Now it's all heroes. Yeah. Janku wasn't a thing back then, so yeah, it was probably Tatooine. Now they got a couple different desert levels, so they kind of add some versatility to it. Yeah, very much so. Like I was saying earlier, like the fanboys kind of ripped them a new one for that last, what was that game called, where they introduced Starkiller as a fucking Jedi or a fucking dark side guy. Uh, it was decent, but I feel like they amped up the force powers a little bit too much. Like, if he used push, he'd kill at least, like, if it was in a small enclosed area, he'd kill like 15 or 20 people easily, you know, just, it'd throw everything in the general area, and, like, people got super pissed off because they never, like, really made force powers that powerful in general. I mean, even in the Old Republic, where it was like a hardcore RPG game, they never made the powers be so overpowered where it would push environment and shit like that. I want to say it's The Force Awakens, but I'm about to fucking Google this shit. Like, I played the game, I can't seem to remember what the fuck it was called. The Force Unleashed. And, yeah, they kind of introduced this, Jedi where they kind of, like, kept cloning him to try and make him go to the dark side. And it ended up he always kind of went to the light side, unless... That was one of the few, when they first started introducing games where, you kind of pick your path. You know what I mean? Like, you could either be really good or really bad. So it was around the time where, Fable started getting really popular.
Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Yeah. It was right around that time, so, like, a bunch of games kind of did, like, offshots of that. So Force Unleashed would be one of them. But the dude's name was Star Killer, so everybody decided to be the fucking dark side either way. Not a whole lot. Just fucking... Recently I've been working a fucking lot, so just kind of chilling on my actual day off for once. Fucking the last few weeks my job's been like really hurting for good like general utilities, which is just like repairs and fucking dishes when you're slow, so I've been working at like two stores at a time, like working one in the morning, then going to another to close, so rusty bucket. Yeah, they're kicking my ass for a little while, so I kind of bitched at them like, dude, I do need a day off on occasion, like shit. Right. Like, I'm happy to work overtime, like, give me as much overtime as you want, but at least give me a fucking day off to, like, recover. Cause, like, repairing shit and doing dishes, I'm cutting my hands pretty often, like, at least give me a fucking time to let the swelling go down, shit. I got 3 seconds at the end. At multiple stores, yeah. I'm at the Easton location, so I'm kind of like, not only am I probably like the fastest in the general area, so like, obviously Easton's a high volume store. Like tonight we had 2 20 tops and a 40 top all at the same time. Right. And through the holidays, it's kind of to be expected at Easton, but yeah, on top of having like a fucking parade outside of the store, like they do that shit so much. It's like, I don't mind the parades, but when it's like dog shows, like, oh, it's so fucking obnoxious. Like, there's a bunch of little ass dogs on the store, like, dude, that's not a fucking sight, dog. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm sure you guys got hit the fuck up. Right. That's a bit too big. I mean, you legally have to allow service dogs in, sadly. As any service animal. Well, you can have a dog labeled as a service, like any animal labeled as a service animal, just from it being like a loyal companion. So a lot of times people are abusing that shit and just fucking having their animals labeled like that so they can fucking get into stores with them. Right. If it's legitimate, you know right off the bat. But, you know, when a 20-year-old fucking dude walks in with some fucking little, like, purse pooch cow, you know what I mean? Like, you already know, like, dude, that's not a service animal. Get the fuck out of here. You're carrying it. Like, if you're carrying the animal when you walk in, it's not a fucking service animal. Get the fuck out of here. Right. The only thing that bothers me, like I said, kind of is, like, the people trying to get one over on the system. Like, the people that abuse the system are the ones that are going to ruin it for everybody, and that's what pisses me off. Like, I have absolutely no problem with an old man that worked fighting in a fucking war for the country to bring his animal in and eat. Like, that doesn't bug me whatsoever. Now some little fucking kid that thinks he's pulling one over on the system because he's fucking smarter than everybody else, that'll piss me off. Yeah, that would piss me off as well. Like, dude, he's probably seen his best friend die in his hands, and you're bitching about a dog. Like, for real. Yeah, people just don't give a fuck in this day and age, though, for real. Like, most of my, like, forefathers, I guess, my father, my grandfathers, both of my grandfathers and my father, and their fathers before them were all in the service. I'm the first in, like, 5 generations not to serve in the fucking military. And I would have if I wasn't born with a degenerative back disease. They just instantly disqualified me. They're like, you have spina bifida? Oh, yeah, you can't serve. Like, oh, well, that's nice to know. Passed all the tests. Now that I'm at the fucking physical, you guys don't want to take me. Like, I'm in peak physical condition for somebody with a fucking back disease. Like, fuck you guys. Yeah. I passed everything until they saw that I had spina bifida. They're like, oh, we can't take you. Like, bro, at most I need is, like, a fucking extra mat to sleep on. Like, and even then, I can fucking do without that. Like, it's just some fucking, like, minor pain. And even then, like, later in life, like, growing up, my doctor was like, yeah, you can't do any you can't do any physical sports, so I ended up playing soccer most of, like, fucking high school and shit. Then I got a new doctor when I turned, like, 25, and he was like, if you had played, like, touch sports and really, like, trained your body, you would have fixed your fucking you would have fixed your problem just from, like, sheer muscle mass. Would have fixed it. Like, oh, well, that's nice to know after fucking, like, I'm out of school and out of everything. I would have actually been able to allow me to fix it. Right. Like, now it's, like, set in place, because they, like, my original doctor told me I'd be paralyzed by this point in life. Yeah. Which, if I had gotten a second opinion, like, that wouldn't have been the case, which, like, all the chiropractors and the acupuncturists and all that shit that I saw just kind of went off my original doctor's, like, diagnosis, so, like, I always kind of just assumed, like, maybe that they were the second opinion, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't need this, like... But sadly, that wasn't the case.
What are you looking at? I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Essentially, I have, like, a shelf. Like, where your spine naturally curves, my spine, is slightly offset. So I have, like, like if my spine your spine goes like that, my spine's kind of like that. Like, so it kind of sits on the spinal cord just a little bit. Yeah. No, that's exactly, like, my opinion on it after I got the, like, the second diagnosis, where it was like, oh, you would have fixed it. Like, oh. Because, I mean, you know me, I practiced martial arts and I did soccer for a long time, but neither of those required me to develop, like, hardcore core strength.
I amaze even myself.
If I had developed, like, a really good core strength, like, that would have fixed my problem over years, which, I managed to reduce it, but had I known that it would have cured it completely, I probably would have done a lot more sit-ups. I might, or if I overstress it, it might just fucking break right off the bat. Which they told me I might end up having to have, like, a fucking surgical fucking, like, steel bar replace my spine at some point. Which, I have no intentions of doing that, because it has, like, a 50-50 chance of fucking paralyzing me on point just from getting the surgery. Which now, after the second diagnosis, he's like, if you had done that, like, you would have been able to sue, all sorts of crazy shit, like... well, a lot of good that would have done after I'm fucking paralyzed. What's the point of fucking suing if I can't walk anymore, you know what I mean? Like, shit. Okay, 4 more people, come on. Ah, fuck. Oh. I might just have drank too much to beat this. Like, I'm not drunk by any means, but I have just enough of a buzz to where I'm thinking, like, maybe. Just maybe. Like, I have the option to use Chewbacca, fuck it, I'll use him. You're breaking out hardcore right now. Alright, so Chewbacca might be quite a bit easier to use than this. You're not. Fucking determined to beat this shit. I was literally just thinking right before I started losing at the shit, like, oh, I'm doing pretty well. Like, I haven't lost at anything yet. Like, I got this shit.
I'm in this for the money.
Try and get to an area where there's only fucking one way in. Shit. Alright, I got this one. Nice. Goddamn. I'd swear it just said fucking more credits available in 4 hours. 1,000 credits? Damn. Separatist ground forces landed at the cloning facility and their battle droids are swarming through the hangar bay. Clone troopers, defend your brothers. But yeah, in comparison to like the last Star Wars game that came out for PlayStation 4, there's like 4 times everything that there was in the last one, so yeah, very much the fact that they have like the PlayStation, yeah, the fact that they have the PS4 Pro and the new Xbox to work off of kind of seems to help what they were trying to do with it, so arcade seems to be really closely set up, like it's supposed to get you ready for fucking online, so. Fuck out of here. I just saw a scan of someone being over here. Everything's really crisp, so I'm like thoroughly enjoying the game so far. Oh yeah, for sure. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's definitely a must buy. Then yeah, either way. I actually just recently made my wife watch through most of the movies, so we just got to 5, I believe it was. We would have watched 5 tonight, but for some reason the like streaming site that I'm using fucking just did not want to load anything tonight. Ooh. Definitely the best Battlefront that's came out for newer systems so far, though. I'm just kind of going through the arcade missions right now. Like, there's a whole light side and a whole dark side, so... Time to get me another burger. What, that a new one? The original? Is Need for Speed the full title? Is the full title for it just Need for Speed? Hmm. That's the newest remake for it. Yeah. No. Hmm. That's ridiculous. Right. Hmm. That's pretty sweet. Right. Once you build a certain reputation for yourself, people are just like, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, you want to do this in our town? Sure. Right. Just for that extra bit of notoriety. Which I imagine it probably was in Los Angeles. Especially if it was on that, like, ridiculously curvy road. Los Angeles has the most curvy road in, like, the entire world. Yeah, I'm sure you could look it up pretty easily, but it's literally just like fucking sharp turn after sharp turn after sharp turn. It's like a big fucking S on top of an S on top of an S, but even fucking like straighter. It's a really pretty place. It's like downtown Los Angeles. It's really fucking pretty. Like, as you know, I grew up in California, so that's like one of the landmarks in California. Yeah. Hmm. Damn. That's one of the shitty things about like good racing games. You can never tell if it's the car or if it's you. Like, am I doing something wrong? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Nah, yeah, a lot of the Need for Speeds are kind of like that. The like top tier shit, yeah. Need for Speed always kind of has those little, I guess I would call them glitches. Right. Because Need for Speeds have always kind of been like, floor it and fucking go for it, you know what I mean? Not quite like Gran Turismo's where you actually have to like perfectly tune your fucking vehicle. Oh, they always have a lot of detail, but it's mainly cosmetic for Need for Speeds. Like if you want like a pure racer, you have to go Gran Turismo, but if you want to have like high detail in your customization, you gotta go Need for Speed. One hit player health, wow. So I'm about to get one shot a bunch of times. But yeah, I really want to get that new Gran Turismo with the fucking VR and the like actual steering wheel. I think that'd be really sweet. My dude has, like, my brother-in-law has this fucking, like, the actual steering wheel for a game for Xbox, and it's just really on point. Super hard to control, but super fun. Team has lost the lead. Oh. Oh my god. Damn. The fucking droids are wrecking us right now. Shit. Roman. about to lose because of my AI. Fuck. Ugh. What? Ah. Officer's way better for the one shot. I was just waiting to lose from one dude killing 12 people. Can't wait for this new movie to come out though. Uh, I think it's called the fucking The Force Strikes Back. Jedi Strike Back, something like that. It comes out in December.
I can handle myself. Come out.
I don't know how I feel about Rey as playable. Her attacks are a little, I guess, too passive. Yeah, one of them reveals where everybody is, and the other one's just like a confusion. Defeat the Imperials.
Sometimes I amaze even myself. Wish me luck. Don't scare easy. Yeah, it could work.
Forty troops remaining.
Hey, go! Need me? Yeah. All right.
More credits available in 2 hours. Alright. How many fucking credits I got? I don't even know what the crystals are for a reward. Force repos. try this versus. Can't even play the battle scenarios without having two people. That's kind of fucked up. You can't play any of the verses. Okay. Sure. Nah, you're good. Nah, I can't hear that shit at all. Nah.
I can handle myself.
That's ridiculous. Hmm.
I'm a Jedi, like my father.
Just drifted. Oh yeah. Right.
Skywalker standing by.
Hmm? That's ridiculous. Right. Manual for sure. If I'm playing most games I play, I want it as hard as fucking possible. Yeah. A lot of the Need for Speeds kind of have that trouble though. But I mean, it's real life shit, so. You using like a classic or newer model? Right. That's some super old school shit. Oh yeah. But Fords have always been good on the takeoff and not quite on the straightaway. If you want a high, like, high top speed, you gotta go Chevy. Ooh. No idea what I'm doing. Ugh.
I can handle myself.
Twisted small. I sense her. She is mine.
Wipe out the clowns.
Ugh. Got into a game midway through. Didn't know what the fuck was about to happen.
forces advancing into the base interior. Form up together. Defend the line. Our victory approaches. The Resistance's despicable attack has failed. Commendable work. You're a credit to your training. Get back, you rebel!
Grenade out!
Follow me.
Grenade deployed.
Skywalker, standing by.
North Mall is pretty fucking sweet. Yeah. I want to say this is the first zone he was in. I think so. Maybe PC. Alright, buddy, I'm probably about to hop off, so